The healing of the blind man. Our reading comes from John 9 verses 1 to 16. Now as Jesus passed by, he saw a man who was blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the works of God should be revealed in him. I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. The night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. When he had said these things, he spat on the ground and made clay with the saliva. And he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. And he said to him, Go, wash in the pool of Siloam, which is translated sent. So he went and washed and came back seeing. Therefore the neighbors and those who previously had seen that he was blind said, Is not this he who sat and begged? Some said, This is he. Others said, He is like him. He said, I am he. Therefore they said to him, How were your eyes opened? He answered and said, A man called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes and said to me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and I received sight. Then they said to him, Where is he? He said, I do not know. They brought him who formerly was blind to the Pharisees. Now it was a Sabbath when Jesus made the clay and opened his eyes. Then the Pharisees also asked him again how he had received his sight. He said to them, He put clay on my eyes, and I washed, and I see. Therefore some of the Pharisees said, This man is not from God, because he does not keep the Sabbath. Others said, How can a man who is a sinner do such signs? And there was a division among them. End of reading. There are many lessons we can learn from the healing of the blind man in John 9 verses 1 to 16. Suffering is not always a result of sin. Jesus dismisses the assumption that the man's blindness was caused by sin, reminding us not to make quick judgments about others' suffering. God's power can be revealed through hardship. Jesus explains that the man's blindness provides an opportunity for God's works to be displayed, illustrating how challenges can lead to greater purposes. Jesus is the light of the world. By identifying himself as the light, Jesus emphasizes that he brings spiritual light and truth to those who are blind or lost. Faith in action is important. The blind man follows Jesus' instructions, showing that faith is active. By washing in the pool of Siloam, he demonstrates obedience, which leads to his healing. Expect mixed reactions to God's work. After the healing, people react with skepticism and disbelief, which highlights that not everyone will immediately recognize or understand God's work. Jesus challenges traditions. By healing on the Sabbath, Jesus prioritizes compassion over rigid adherence to tradition, encouraging us to do the same. Spiritual blindness can be more damaging than physical blindness. The Pharisees' inability to see who Jesus truly is shows that spiritual blindness, being closed off to God's truth, is a serious obstacle to faith. Miracles invite reflection on faith and belief. This story shows that miracles lead to discussions, doubts, and questions, challenging both believers and skeptics to consider what they truly believe. The power of a personal testimony. The blind man's straightforward testimony, "I was blind, and now I see," illustrates that sharing personal experiences with God can be powerful and transformative. Divisions can arise from different perspectives on faith. The Pharisees are divided over Jesus, reminding us that faith can provoke strong and sometimes divisive responses in communities.